you have to be ready for the unexpected, and I'm always ready for the unexpected, and all is good.
Independent music hits different when an artist does everything themselves.
And that's why we brought in Janitus, an artist based out of Finland, who's basically a one-man creative machine.
He's producing, writing, engineering, managing, all while gearing up to drop his new release, San Francisco Safari with Life with Distortion.
And he's doing it while navigating the real-life challenges that every artist faces, especially when the budget is tight.
From production to touring to staying creative, he knows that grind better than most.
Today we're talking stories, struggles, and how he keeps pushing forward.
If you're a part of the Utah scene or you love real artist interviews,
stick around. This episode shows exactly what it takes to keep going.
So how are you gentlemen doing?
we're doing pretty
Living
good.
the dream, man. Living the dream, man. It's good to have you on.
We have some questions for you, dude. So for those who don't know, this is Matthew Janitus. You just go by Janitus. Is that right?
Yeah, so my last name is Janitus, and I just was thinking that would be a good name for my band, and so I just kind of went with it. It's like I made these weird, when I was younger, I used to make these characters, and I turned it into like a font. So like every letter, like a capital A or a lowercase a, is a character.
Gotcha.
So for example, lowercase a's are these parachuting A's, and a giant capital A is a hammerhead shark dinosaur J. So like my logo that I made is like capital J and then all lowercase the rest of my name, and they're all these fonts that I created when I was younger.
Gotcha. Okay, that was actually in there. I remember seeing your logo, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. But how did you find us, man? How did you hear about us?
Yeah, so basically I've been doing these live streams. Well, I guess going back into the 90s, I was working on AM radio and the studio that I used to work at, the Groundhog Recording Studio. And then I started doing, Bam Margera had a Sirius satellite radio show, and I would work on that here and there. And then my brother actually had, he had Sam Broadcaster, this like internet streaming service back in the mid 2000s, like 2005, 2006. Okay. So I was actually running a whole radio station, and I had to program direct the entire radio station 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I had this thing where, because I've been in the music business for so long, and I've worked with so many bands, and I used to book bands, and I used to make compilations with bands, that I just have so many people that I could get to do radio shows for me, so that way I could fill up all of my time spots on my Sam Broadcasting radio station.
Gotcha.
And that was super fun. So we had so many different shows there. And I guess fast forward to COVID, I was touring with Andy McCoy, and we were getting our visas, just about to go to Japan. And then they were like, oh yeah, by the way, can't go to Japan. Everything's canceled. Right. All your so everything, just like every other artist back then.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was canceled.
Breaks were hit hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So what I ended up doing was just taking my experience of being a Libra, somebody that likes to bring people together, doing radio shows, and I was like, well, I'll just go on Instagram Live and I'll just start doing live streams. And I started doing those on my balcony, playing guitar, and I was like, well, this is kind of lame. Like, it's cool. My people that follow me are like getting to watch me play a song on guitar. But I was like, wouldn't it be cooler if I just randomly reached out to musicians, I don't care how big they are, and just start asking if they wanted to do live streams? And it went really well. Like, actually, there was many people that were totally up for it, more than there was that wasn't up for it.
Right.
And that turned into me doing tons and tons, like hundreds, thousands of live streams, all on Instagram Live, which unfortunately, Instagram Live is awesome because it's super easy. You just pick up your phone and do it. Right. But the bad part is, it's like, well, it goes into your Instagram Reels feed. So like, good luck finding you'd have to scroll on my Instagram Reels for like an hour
I seen
to
a bunch
find
of
a
them.
live stream that you wanted
Yeah.
to see that I did with somebody.
I actually went and scrolled through a few of them and watched the kind of what you were doing there. Well, and the other thing too is like even with Facebook, they recently stopped saving those live streams. So you can live stream, but they just don't save them. Like, so I think if you're wanting to do that, if you continue doing that, you ever looked at just doing YouTube live streams? Because they will save it as a video that you can use.
Well, yeah. Then I started transferring them to YouTube because I wanted to be out
Preserve them.
to broader audience. But the long story short, it's like, well, from doing that, I just realized that it's a good thing, like what you guys are doing. So I checked out your podcast, and I had some questions for you about your podcast. But
Sure.
But before I get to that, basically what I was thinking was, well, I have some new music coming out. I actually have a lot of new music coming out, and I have a lot of music that isn't coming out. I just have.
Oh, wounded soldier.
Gravity.
And gravity kicks in.
Yeah, well, this is the fun of doing pre-recorded
it's all
or
good.
live streams, because
It's all good.
anything
We
and
actually
everything happens.
we had an interview with a rock band, and their bass player was at a tattoo parlor getting a tattoo while he was doing an interview. So we've been there and done a lot. So no worries, man. No worries. So we were going to get into that. We're just kind of going through the history of like, how did you go from Philadelphia to Finland? Like, that's another question.
Well, but really quick, just to finish my story, what I wanted to do was I had a new song, for example. So this song is coming out by the time you watch this will be out. But today we're pre-recording this, obviously, so it'll be out tomorrow. But again, if you're watching this now, check it out. You can go on any streaming service and listen to it. It's a song that I did with Life with Distortion on Instagram. He goes by Life with Distortion. But his name is Martin. He's a super cool dude. And
so it's another.
we should definitely talk about
another
him
artist
in a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
But so I was telling Martin, I was like, well, what are we going to do? We're independent music artists, right? That's one of the things that I think we should talk about today. It's like being an independent music artist. Like, what are our options? What are we going to do? It's like, well, what we can do is we can go on Instagram and we can go on TikTok and we can tell our friends and our family, hey, we have a new song coming out. All right, that's cool. And I think every independent artist should do that. Like,
At
the bare minimum, do that.
Yeah, at the minimum.
But other than that, what are you going to do? It's like, well, I think that what we're doing right now, what you gentlemen are doing and what I'm doing with you is actually one of the most powerful things that we can do. Because this content that we're making right now, if any of this is good, hopefully some of it is, right? You can rehash it and share it months and years later down the road. And to me, that's so powerful because it's very personal. Like you're talking to me, the artist, and I can tell you things about a song or about my past or about how I wrote the song or just in general about being an independent music artist. And I think that's so much better than just being like, hey, we have a new song out, go check it out. So that's why I think, and if you look at some of the bigger, going from the president of the United States all the way down to any band that's relevant that wants to have a new album coming out, what are they all doing right now? Everybody's going through the podcast circuit. They're all hitting the Rogan show or the Lex Friedman show or whoever's podcast is hot. Like, that's what people are doing. Like, the media is still very relevant, but the podcast circuit is like where it's at right now. And I think that it's very important that I come on here and talk about that, because any aspiring independent music artist that maybe has like questions on what they should do about their next release, it's like, well, do what I did. Like, I just reached out to a bunch of different podcasters and said, hey, I got some music coming out. I did this, and this in my past, to try to lure people into wanting to do a show with me. And then that's what I did. And I think, I don't know how effective it's going to be, but I think it's better than just keeping to my own tribe of people that are going to listen to my song anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's just exposure. Like, we're in a band. Actually, the ZHZ podcast actually represents Z Frequency, which is our band.
Nice.
And I use the podcast as an outlet to connect with the community, because I'd been pretty much in hiatus for like 20 years. We used to play the scene a lot, and then I just wanted to be able to connect with other fellow DIY artists, independent musicians, and share their story. That's why we don't put any of our guests' music actually on the show. Like, we figure like you can, you know, as an audience, you can go dig them out yourself. Like, we leave links, but you know, go down that journey.
Well, we'd like to, but YouTube doesn't want us to.
That too, yeah. We don't, copyright issues. But and that's not the point of this podcast. Podcast is just to share your story, and it just so happens that you are also a podcaster and do interviews and stuff. So it's like we're interviewing each other at the same time, you know. But the big highlight today for us in the podcast is one, just an introduction to who you are, and then you're promoting a new song that will be out by the time that people see this. But it's called San Francisco Safari. Is that right? And you're with who were the artists that you're with again? It was Life with Distortion.
Yeah, it's just me and Life with Distortion.
Okay, cool. And then how long did it take you guys to put all that together?
Well, so Life with Distortion is Martin. He's super fantastic, fabulous individual, and he's based out of Brooklyn, New York. And I've just known him throughout the years, and we did a song called Lucid Dreams together. Basically, what Martin has done is he'll say like, hey, Maddie, I have this song. It's a guitar part, and he'll even do like drum machine drums to like give the song some life. And he'll be like, look, it's an arranged song. Would you like to sing on it? And then I say like, yeah, sure. Like, okay, cool. Let me check it out. And then I'll listen to it, and I'll be like, yeah, I want to sing on it. And I'm a guitar player, so I'll be like, cool, let me put some like guitar parts on it, and maybe a guitar solo or whatever. And then that's what we do. So Lucid Dreams went fantastic. And then he recently was like, well, I got this song. And actually we were going to do it as a Hello. So I was in another band called Hello Cleveland, and that was a very awesome band. And we were talking to the singer of that band, and I was going to play guitar on this San Francisco Safari song, and I was going to get Cleveland to sing because I really like Cleveland. But he's in Alaska, and he just got super busy, and one thing led to another, and I was just like, well, actually, I actually wrote lyrics and sang them and wrote guitar parts with Martin's, and it's already done, and it's pretty much going to be done. So maybe we can do that again on another song.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Like, he sent me this song, and I just really like, you guys are music artists and you're in a band, so you know, it's like I have so many songs that are totally like riffed out and arranged, you know, fully arranged songs. And I even have fully arranged songs with lyrics and melodies, right? But I really like it when Martin comes up to me and he's like, yo, I have this fully arranged musical. And it's like, it's almost like, for me, it's a breath of fresh air, because it's like, all right, cool. Like, I have my stuff that I have that I can use, but like, this is something new and fresh, and it's from a different artist. And like, it gives me more like motivation in a way to be like, cool, I want to see what I can do with this, because I already know what I can do with my stuff. You know, I love it. But like with your stuff, I feel like I'm like on the gun here. Like I better, if I say I'm going to do something, I don't want to let this guy down. You know, sure. I don't want to let the other music artists down. So I better do like the best job I possibly can do to like show him like, what do you think? Because he could always be like, hey, Maddie, like, I don't really like what you did. And I can't really get offended by that, because music is art, and art is subject to opinion, and it's all good.
But you also factor in that he reached out to you because he wanted you on the track, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's in itself, it's got to feel good. Z Frequency operated the same way.
That's awesome. And plus we've already done it. So I did that, and it just so happens that this song is very important because we collaborated with Sacrament 666, who's this fantastic woman over in Russia who I've been working with. So again, doing thousands of podcasts, I also not only interviewed, or I don't want to say, I don't interview. I'm not an interviewer. I'm not a journalist. What I do is artist to artist, just like you guys are doing with me right now. You guys are artists. I'm an artist. I just like to have casual talks with other artists. Yeah. And it just so happens that if you're an actual artist, like where you draw, I'd like to talk to you too. So I talk to everybody. And she was somebody, she was very young at the time. This was years ago. And we ended up just keeping in touch. And she's made artwork for a few of my songs. She has this beautiful like style that she does. She's made artwork for a song I did called Nordic Sea. She's done artwork for a song I did called Take a Bow with Alice Lane, who she was playing with like the singer of Rammstein, and then she's now in a band called Infected Rain, and I've done live streams with her and stuff. So she did the artwork for San Francisco Safari, Sacrament 666. So
She's
if you
kind of like
go
your
on Instagram, follow
Yeah.
Sacraments, please, because she's such an amazing artist, and I want to give her all the credit, because another thing that people do today, and I'm guilty of it too, like the past two releases, the two songs that I've released, if you want to call a release, putting it on DistroKid and letting it go to all the streaming platforms, that's a release. I guess I've used
Technically, yes. But
So
out
yeah,
into the void.
There
out
you
into
go,
the
folks.
massive
A
nothingness.
little
There
glimpse
you
of the stuff.
Sacrament, yeah.
Just followed.
Thank you.
That is
Thank you.
wicked
Yeah,
artwork,
she's
man.
awesome,
It's
man.
very.
She's so good. She's such a cool. She's so cool too. So this song is this song San Francisco Safari is in many ways it's about AI and Chat GPT. Those are some of the lyrics, and it's about World War III, and it's just about like everything that I don't follow mainstream media per se. I like to follow independent media channels mixed with mainstream because I like to see what the differences are. And I've just been listening and following, and I've been watching Rogan, I've been watching Lex Friedman, and I've been following the NVIDIA guy and Sam Altman and all this weird stuff that's going on with AI and the world. So this song, San Francisco Safari, is kind of about where I think the humanity is at the moment. It's my interpretation of it. So it's not really a fantasy song. It's more just about my views of where I think what's going on, apocalyptic zombies. San Francisco is like the hub of like where like AI is being
Silicon
based out of.
Valley. Yeah.
And you have people like Elon Musk saying like right across the street from ChatGPT headquarters, it's like the apocalyptic zombies are just out there in the streets doing fentanyl. And it's like you go from like one extreme to the other, and it's just pandemonium, in my opinion. I think it's a shame. So what I was going to get to though is the past couple releases that I did, I actually used AI to make cover artwork for me, because I was like, I don't know, like I'm an artist myself, I draw, but for whatever reason, I was like, this is kind of new. Let me try it out. Necessarily 100% against AI. Some aspects I am, in a way. But I was like, cool, I'm going to use AI to make the cover art. And for this song, I was like kind of joking. I was like, because this song is kind of about how AI is like possibly destroying humanity in some way. It's like, I was like, well, maybe I should use AI for the artwork. And Martin was like, no. Luckily, Martin was like, no, don't do that. I have an artist. And I was like, oh, wait, Martin, I have an artist too. Like, wait a second, what am I doing? So I asked Sacrament and I sent her the song, and she was like, I love the song. Give me like a day or two. And she made that artwork for the song. And I'm like, oh my God, like AI could have never have made anything that amazing. And you took the song and like the artwork is perfect.
Right.
And I'm so happy that she did that. So, yeah, that's the song.
Nice.
And it's,
So we've got
so no
Janitus in
AI was
Finland
used for the making of the
collaborating
song,
Yeah.
for sure.
with Brooklyn, with Russia for the artwork.
Yeah, you're
I
all
love
over
that.
the place.
I love that, man. That's
Yeah.
Now, do you think,
Collab.
throwing back to something you mentioned earlier, do you think that how as artists we were forced to adapt during the COVID lockdown times, do you think that really kind of accelerated our ability to collaborate remotely with other people when we were forced to kind of not congregate?
Well, for me, that's a great question, and for me, definitely, because, like I said, I was doing live streams with so many music artists, and I'll say it to you guys too. It's like, you guys are in a band. It's like, well, we should do a music collab. We should keep in touch. Like, let's keep in touch after this live stream. Let's not be strangers. Please.
Yeah, you're
You know what I mean?
I thought you were talking to the audience. You're talking to us. Okay.
No, I'm talking to you two.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
to you two. Like, let's
Yeah.
not be strangers. Let's
Oh
keep in touch.
no,
And
not at all.
And in the
Not at all.
future, if we can work on a song together, I think that would be great. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I think that's cool because you never know what's going to, like, we could end up making this amazing song together.
That's right.
And if it wasn't for this live stream, we would have never have done that. And if it wasn't for you and me to like mention this. So in a way, like, so I've done this to all the music artists that I collaborate with. Some I don't end up keeping in touch with, whatever,
Sure.
they're busy or whatever.
Yeah,
It's all good. Like,
Yeah.
I have a good relationship with everybody, but some I actually moved on and done actual music collaborations with. And to name a few, Alice Lane is one. Courtney Nord, she goes by Daughter of the Water on Instagram. Amazing. She's so cool. She's based out of California. And I've already done a song with her called We Are the Lovers, which is an awesome song. And we are currently working on a song together with Life with Distortion and Murray, who played with me in Fuckface Unstoppable and CKY and Hello Cleveland. And we're working on this song together. I guess I could say it. It's a cover song by a band called Joe. The gentleman in that band was in a Netflix series called Stranger Things. So we're doing this cover, and it's like really cool with Courtney and I singing. And Courtney and I are doing another song together, Life with Distortion. We're doing a song. I've collaborated with I don't know, quite a few of the artists that I've done live streams with. I've done the same thing with that I just said to you. And I said, you know, we should do some songs, do a song together in the future. And so to answer your question, yeah, I think definitely because of COVID, for sure. I think COVID opened my eyes and everybody else's eyes to the fact that working remotely and being a successful artist in Kansas or in Cincinnati is, you don't need to be in LA or New York.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
It's doable. Sure.
Basically.
Yeah. No,
I'm here in Finland right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
How
like,
did you end up in Finland, by the way? You never did answer that question.
well, and also to answer partial answer of your question is also because before COVID, I was in this band called Fuckface Unstoppable, and Bam Margera was the frontman of the band and the singer. And because of who he is, and he's got such an international success and people know him all around the world, our band was also guys from Viking Skull out of England. Alex was out of Australia. I was from Philly. Murray was from Philly. You know, we had guests like Brent, who's passed away, from Mastodon, and we've had other like Elisa from the front singer of this super big metal band. I forget the band, but anyway, so our band was like a mash of people from all wicks
Over
of the
globe.
earth, and whenever
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did a tour, it was like cool, like it's tour time. Well, everybody gets together. We all fly into a place to be in the same room, rehearse for a day or two because we're all professional musicians and we all know how to play. So what do? We get together, we know the songs, we rehearse them for a day or two, and then we tour. So in a way, coming from that band, being like, cool, like I can work with a guy from England or from Australia and I live in Philly. Like, so if I move to Cincinnati or Finland, like what's the difference? Like we can do the same thing that we could do if we lived in the same town. With a few minuses, like of course it would be great if everybody lived a stone's throw away from me but
Convenience of it,
also
sure.
what ends up happening is like when you live in the same house or in the same neighborhood as your entire band, you know what ends up happening? It's like, well, everybody ends up having their own lives and they're just too busy to get together anyway. And you probably see them just as much as you do if they lived in Finland.
Sure.
Sometimes.
No, I understand the collaboration. Z Frequency, when we started, it was a studio band, and we had musicians from all over as well. And then we just finally recently got together as a live band, and we've got a first gig coming up. But I know all about the collaboration and sending tracks across the pond and stuff. I was just curious how you ended up in Finland. Like, was it business? Was it pleasure? Like, I just want to live in Finland, and so you moved there. I was just curious.
Yeah, no. So I played a show, and I met a girl, and you know, next thing you know, things happen, and that's now I have family. Now I have family in Finland.
So yeah, okay. So it started with a girl, and it ended up there's a family now. So you just
Yeah,
say
now
it.
there's
Cool.
yeah,
Right on.
exactly.
One of the things that we ask is kind of a pain point. Like, what is a hardship a DIY or independent musician faces? And there's a list of them, and one of them that you mentioned was budget, and budget is a common one. Um, how do you handle doing budget with like new releases and stuff? Like you said, like you can drop a song on DistroKid and it's everywhere, it's available, but nobody's there to hear it. It's out in the void. What kind of tactics are you using now, or marketing ideas that are you trying to employ with this new release specifically? And with budget in mind, do you have ideas that you could share of how you're going to tackle that?
Well, I think it all depends on the song and the artist's creativity. Because for example, San Francisco Safari, the song that is coming out, that I'm putting out, it's like a thing. It's about like San Francisco Safari. It's about ChatGPT. It's about World War III. It's about humanity. It's about this and this. I'm thinking just to lean in on what the song's about and push that narrative on that song.
Okay. Like a story, sharing the story of it. Are you
Well,
doing it
just trying to
organically?
get,
Or
like, I think we have to be creative. So budget. So yes, you talk about budget. Like, I have zero budget for
Okay.
the song.
Gotcha.
Okay, zero. So
Yeah, no,
so
that's
reaching out
common.
to a podcast doesn't cost me money, other than paying for my whatever I pay for my phone
Sure.
plan
And your
per
time,
month. Like that. I
you know,
guess
it
that's the
takes-
budget.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, and then but that's so you're organic. So because the way I usually break things down in my experience now, and I'm 51, is you either have one or the other, but you rarely have both. And one is either you have the time or you have the money. And if you don't have the money, then you're going to have to put in the time, and vice versa. If you don't have the time and you have money, that's how you save time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but I also think that like I said, it should be something where you want to consider based song on song. So
Sure.
if you have a song that is clearly like a hit song, right? There's probably plenty of bands that you can use it as an example. But if it's a good song, right? People generally say that it's like not just me and my mom saying that it's a good song, but if generally people are like, yeah, that's a good song. Well, then you need to lean on it. Again, lean on what you have going positive. Even if you don't have a big budget, you can just try to like get people to hear your song. Maybe people that have a budget. And I'm not even saying if a record, trying to find a record label per se, or not trying to find like a brand who wants to sponsor you. I'm just saying in general, like, you never know. Like, I do think getting on a podcast is something that we all should do as independent artists, because you never know who's going to be watching your podcast and say like, who's that guy? He seems interesting. He's got a yellow bandana on. Okay. He says he was playing with Bam Margera. Like, what's this all about? Then you go check out the song and you're like, you know what? Like, actually, I run this company and I could probably use that song in my commercial. It's like, okay, cool. Now my song is in a commercial. Now I can like lean in on that. And that's, I think, that's one goal. It's not the best, but it's one goal that us as independent artists can do. Like, if we can get our music into some sort of mainstream media without having to go putting in $20,000 or $80,000 because it's a good song and somebody wanted it to use in a commercial or in a movie trailer or in a Netflix series because you're going through sync licensing and you know somebody there, or
and that's actually
whatever.
something that you actually brought up, that you said that if you could get a hit song or a sync placement, that would change everything. What kind of placement do you dream about getting?